In this video I'm going to make a rolling profit and loss statement, or at least demonstrate the concept. And in order to do that, first I'm going to start with an existing report and just make a couple of changes to it. So the report that I want to start with is in the Finance module under General Ledger and Reports. And I'm going to go ahead and take the existing profit and loss report. You notice it's GL635,000. And let's go ahead and take a look at what this report looks like. I'll just go ahead and run it here. And this is pretty much what I want to start with because you can see it's for the period July 2013. It's showing me the July 2012 balance and the July 2013 balance. And what I'm going to do is I'll just add 3 more columns onto this report that will show me July versus last month June versus the month before that May. First thing I need to do is I need to find where is the report definition for this. So this is called Profit and Loss GL635,000. I'm going to go up to System here and Customization, Sitemap. I'll go ahead and drill into Finance, General Ledger, Reports, Financial Statements, and you'll see there's the Profit and Loss report that we were just looking at. And come over here, make sure that's the right ID. Yep, that's it. And now I can go over here to the right in the URL, and this will give me the actual ID of the report. So it's DPLP. Now I'm going to go ahead and go up to Finance, General Ledger, Configuration, Report Definitions, and I'm going to look up the DPLP report. Here it is. And I'm going to go ahead and create a copy of this for myself. I'll call it Tim Test. That way I don't modify the original version. And I want to take a look at the column set because really I don't want to mess with the rows. I just want to add in 3 more columns to give me a rolling period report. So I'll go ahead and edit the column set here, and I'll go ahead and create a copy of this as well. Call it the same thing. Now I can make changes to this without messing up the original. Let's maximize that. And the column that had the last year period balance, so we ran it for July 2013, and the column that had July 2012 was this second column, which is column B in the definition. And if I look down on the bottom here, let me make this a little bigger. If I look on the bottom, we'll see, first of all, where it's pulling from, the GL, some formatting information, column width. The important part is down here, which is data source. If I look in here, this is where it's telling the report to go ahead and grab 13 periods prior to the current period. And this is the demo company. There must be some kind of 13th financial adjustment period. But basically it's saying go back 13 periods, pull that data. So I should be able to take this same concept and do my previous 3 months. That's 3 separate columns. So what I'm going to do here is I'll just go over to the New button, click it 3 times. That should give me 3 new columns, and I'll just take the same information from column B and copy it over into my new 3 columns, which are H, I, and J. Just paste that in there. I think this was 80, 80, and I think these were all left justified. So I'm just hitting the magnifying glass, typing L on my keyboard, clicking OK. And now the important part where I go in here and I want the offset now. For this one, I actually don't want there to be an offset. And I'm actually not even sure why it does turnover here, but I'll just copy it. This one, though, I want to grab the prior month. So I'll just say -1, -1, turnover. And then this one will be 2 months prior. So -2, -2, turnover. And then the last thing I want to do is up on my heading, so I'll drag this back down again. And this is how I'm going to name my column so I know what's in the column. I'll go in here and I could build a little formula. First I'll use the, what's it called, format period, and it's got this little shift argument in there. So I can feed it the current period using the parameters. Go ahead and highlight that. And I'll use the start period. So that puts start period down there. This I'll do as 0 because that's the one that I want to display the current period info. And then I'll just go ahead and copy this and just make a little change here, -1, -2. So just like we did on the bottom to tell me where to get the data from, now I need to do up on the top the actual heading so it prints something meaningful. Alright, I'm done with my changes there, so I'll go ahead and save my column set, save the report definition. And now I need to get this report definition onto my menu. So I'll go back to the same place I was to find out what the original definition was, sitemap. And we'll drill into general ledger, reports. Okay, so here's the area where we found our profit and loss originally. And I'll just create a new line, make up a report ID, and call this Tim Test. And then I'll just copy the URL info from one of these other reports and just change the ID portion of it. So I'll just copy that and change just the ID portion to Tim Test. I'll go ahead and save that. Now since I created an entry in sitemap, I should be able to browse to finance, general ledger, reports, and yep, there it is. There's my new report. Click Tim Test. We'll run it for July 2013. And now we'll see that really it looks the same as the original one, except now there are 3 new columns at the end here. And there's our heading calculation that we did to show the current period, July, then June, then May, and then I know for sure that it's pulling the right numbers because before the video I made some journal entries to this other income account, and I entered dollars in such a way that I would know what the period is. So I entered 201307 for July 2013, 201306, and 201305. So I can be sure that it is in fact pulling the information from the correct periods here. So if you wanted to do a 6-month rolling financial report, you could just repeat the same process. Just keep going, -3, -4, -5. You want to go out to 12 periods, however far back you want to go. But this at least demonstrates the concept of doing a rolling profit and loss statement in Acumatica.